Today is May 15th, and here is the second part of the video. So here is a garden update. I did a video out here on April 23rd just showing how terrible this place looked. I mean, there was weeds everywhere. You could barely walk through here. There were so many leaves. The purple dead nettle had overtaken every single bed. Dandelions, you name it. The beds were full of weeds. So it took me exactly 3 days to clear out all of this, and I've planted a couple things as well. So you can see some tomatoes here I went ahead and stuck in because we're well past our last frost date. I have Cherokee Purple, Sun Gold Cherry, and then these are an assortment of Early Girls, Lemon Boy, Better Boy. You can see already has a little tomato on it. And like I've said before, mostly this year we are doing hybrids due to the fungal issue in the beds. So today I also planted some petunias here. So I mentioned in the last video, if you saw, that I got some wave petunias, and here they are. I've always heard good things about wave petunias. I think they're like one of the first ones that ever came out that got like really bushy and massive. And then later on in the early 2000s, I think Proven Winners came out with theirs, the Super Petunia Vista Bubblegum. But the wave petunia is like the OG. Like, these guys are supposed to get massive. They're supposed to just do really good, be a really great petunia. And I always wanted to try one, but like I was saying in my last video, like, the flowers on these, I have found, are just terrible. They look terrible when they get wet. They get this just nasty, slimy, gross texture. The petals don't really hold up. They're not as strong. And like, as the Super Petunias, Proven Winter plants, I just do not like this. So I took these out of my hanging pots and replaced them with Super Petunias. And I put all of the wave petunias right here, right in their own little patch. They were on the edge of the beds, and they just looked so bad. So I went ahead and moved them, and I took and put in on the corners right there. You can see it's just a little seed petunia that come in the 8-pack from Walmart. You can get them for like $3. They're never going to be as beautiful and big as a Super Petunia, but this is just my tomato bed, so I'm not trying to make it into a showstopper or anything. But these petunias on the end, just 4-pack seed petunias. And then we have the portulaca right there. I just planted today. They were up in the 4-packs on the porch in my last video. Just planted them like 10 minutes ago. And there's the Summer Madness petunia. I have the same thing right here. 2 portulaca, seed petunia, Summer Madness. This is a wave petunia. But I got these waves, this one and this one, from the nursery. And although their flowers look the same as the other one, man, when they bloom, they're really pretty. I just do not like this. Like, Super Petunias never do this. So I think that the wave petunias that I got from the nursery somehow seem to be different than the wave petunias that I got at the big box store, the pink ones. The pink ones came in like that 6-pack that you can get anywhere, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. But these wave petunias came from the nursery. I don't know, these just seem a little bit better. Maybe it's just because they're a different color, but even their growing habit seems to be a little bit better than those other ones. So we have the same thing here, 2 portulacas, Summer Madness petunia, another seed petunia. We have a marigold. I have a moonflower that I planted. Another marigold here. Another moonflower. And I'm going to let these moonflowers go all the way up my trellis. and wrap around up there. And I love moonflowers. They're really big white flowers and they bloom at night. They're like the opposite of morning glory. You know, morning glory blooms in the morning. Moonflower blooms at night. So yeah, just check out how wonderful these garden beds look. How nice and clean everything is. I have some cosmos planted back there. The strawberry patch is looking amazing. You can see all of these strawberries. I have been covering this in cheesecloth just so the squirrels and the birds leave it alone. Last year we barely got any because the squirrels and birds ate them all. Yeah, this is my first little strawberry patch. You can see all these guys, and something I just uncovered this today so I could make this video with the cheesecloth, and something has already taken a bite out of it. I don't know what it is because I've been out here. I've been just like walking around planting things, and like this strawberry just mysteriously keeps getting smaller and smaller. I have no clue what is eating this. A bird, maybe? But yeah, I gotta cover these up before they start getting these. And there's a bunch underneath here. See a nice big one right there. Bunch of little trusses of strawberries. You can see a nice one on the ground. They were in this pot right here. That's where they started out. And then they sent out runners and created their own little strawberry patch. And I just let it go. I did move them out of the beds here because I want to keep this empty for tomatoes and whatever else I decide to put in there. And these things, as you can see, have spread like very... Oh, there's my hummingbird. See me? Yeah, these guys spread like crazy, so trying to at least keep them out of the bed there. But yeah, bed's looking clean. Hosta's doing good. Let's see over here. I put a Bush Champion tomato, which is a determinate. And of course, a determinate tomato just means it's going to get a set size with a set amount of tomatoes. It's not just going to grow crazy 7, 8, 9 foot. Yeah, it's going to stay like nice and compact and just, it has already a certain number of tomatoes that it's going to make, and that's what you're going to get. Then we have the sweet pea vines. I think I planted way too late. I got 2 peppers back there behind the coneflower. Beds, just nice and clean, nice and filled with tomatoes and flowers. A little bit of trash I left behind. But yeah, check this out. So, if you can see the irises right there, which are gorgeous by the way, behind those irises, I planted coneflower from seed. I know I always rave about it in all my videos. I actually planted coneflower from seed. It took years, but I did it. So there's the original plant. It dropped seed. Now there's a plant there, 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 and there. These are all in there, and probably somewhere down there. All of these, not the lavender obviously, all of these green lettucey leafy looking plants are all coneflowers, and they came from that single plant just dropping seed. Like, that's how easy it is for plants to grow. It's just amazing to me. But yeah, I'm just going to let them do their thing. I love when I have volunteers in the garden, especially flowers. I just let them go. I mean, unless they're in the walkway, I just tend to let them be. You can see back there all of those. So those are morning glory seedlings, and they came from the morning glory vine that I planted last year, which dropped seed. So, kind of worried about that, because that morning glory will create a vine and just like wrap around and choke out everything around it. So I'm probably going to try to get back there and get that out. It's also in the yard. If you can see. Oh my god. Those are all Morning Glory seedlings. Oh my gosh, I did not even see that. And that is not my yard. Anyways, it's okay. It'll be mowed down. But yeah, there is another pepper that's hidden behind this coneflower. We have the lavender going crazy. I never trimmed it. The lily. I've saved a columbine from the dying plant rack at Lowe's. Man, you can even see right back there, inside there, another Morning Glory seedling. I knew I shouldn't have planted that. I knew it. I knew it. I just feel so bad pulling up plants, but no more Morning Glory for me for a while. But yeah, check out the lavender. Also grew this from seed. You can see the fuzzy plant back there. That's the yarrow getting shaded out by everything around it. The beautiful irises. These used to be out front. And we have a pine tree that grew really big, covered them in shade, and I never saw a bloom on them for years and years. So finally got the nerve, got brave, planted them out back here in my pollinator garden, and this is the second year that they have bloomed, and they are gorgeous. Such a strange looking flower. I love it. Really beautiful color too. And then a couple of the wave petunias. These are the two that were in the hanging baskets. I took them out, put them right here, just to add a little bit of color back here. The columbine does have a couple buds on it, which I'm excited about. It's always fun when you can bring back a plant from the brink of death and then see that it's doing good and it's got buds. And columbine is my husband's, one of his favorite flowers, so he'll be excited to see that. There's more lilies back there. We have the foxglove, blanket flower. I stuck a marigold in there. There's another seed petunia. Another seed petunia. And we have some garden phlox that I planted from seed. My artichoke has came back. And then we have the milkweed. So if you know anything about monarch butterflies, they have been, their population has been in danger here and there over the years. I think last year or the year before last, they got down to like 9,000. So the only plant that monarch butterflies will lay their eggs on is milkweed. And so I made sure to get the milkweed that is native to my area, which is butterfly weed. And so the monarchs will lay their eggs on the milkweed. Caterpillars will hatch, eat the milkweed. And milkweed is a toxic plant. So when the caterpillars eat it, they themselves become toxic, thus warding off predators, because the predators somehow know that the caterpillars are toxic, and the way they make themselves toxic is by eating the toxic milkweed here. And then, so they munch on the plant, caterpillars, they go off, form chrysalises, bloom into a new butterfly, and yeah, that is why I'm growing this. So hopefully we see some monarchs here. Hopefully they lay some eggs. That would be amazing, just to see some monarch caterpillars crawling all over this. But back there, if you can see those little green seedlings, those are cosmos. I'm just going to fill up this empty space right here with cosmos, sunflowers, zinnias. But yeah, little darker, bigger green seedlings are actually sunflowers that formed from the birds dropping their bird seed. And all I did was move them and plant them wherever I wanted them. So thank you, birds, for planting those. Have another marigold. There's my clematis. Actually got that last year from Aldi's, the grocery store. It's like a regional chain grocery store that we have around here on the East Coast, at least I think. It's over on this side only. But yeah, I got a bare root. Read about it. Said it wouldn't bloom for a couple years, but it bloomed the first year, last year, that I planted it. So that was really exciting. You can see my hollyhock back there. That's going to be a black hollyhock. So, and it looks like right there, you can see that one plant right there. That is also a hollyhock, which is black, and they are gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that. And I did the same thing that I did in all the other beds right here We have the Summer Madness petunia, portulaca, and then just 2 cheap seed petunias on either end. Same thing here. I really love these Summer Madness petunias. I can't wait to see how they grow and what they look like, their growing habit. But in my last video, I showed the salvia that I got because I wanted to put some perennials on the sides of our deck here. So I planted this bumbleberry salvia. You can see that right there in the middle there. I think that'll look nice. Same thing over here. Planted it right in the middle. And I tried to make it as even as I could. I got out the tape measure, had my husband stand back there and tell me if it looked symmetrical. But yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. And they'll definitely look nicer when they start to get a little bit fuller and blooms get bigger. But yeah, I'm so excited about this, and it'll be nice to have a perennial here so I don't have to just scramble to hurry up and find something or plant a bunch of seeds. I do have gazania around the edge on both sides, so that is going to be gorgeous. I'll always have some annuals or something that I start from seed in here, but yeah, I like planting seeds. I like buying annuals, but it's still nice to have something just in case you don't feel like doing anything, some years. So here is the Supertunia Vista Paradise that I just planted in here. I took out the ugly wave petunia, and these are going to look so much nicer. I'm so glad I got these. This petunia, I think I said in the last video, it was $5.50. It's one plant. This is a 14-inch pot. I just have one in there, and I am almost positive that it will cover this whole entire pot, mound up, trail down. Yeah, I think it'll look absolutely wonderful. Much, much better than those. They just did not hold up. I like petunias where the flowers are not gross. So yeah, these are absolutely gorgeous. I think the Paradise is my favorite color out of the whole Vista series. And I've actually never grown it in a pot. So interested to see how that works out. But yeah, that is the garden update. Everything looks so much better. I'm going to try my best to not let it get as bad as it did. But I'm sure it will. It'll happen eventually. But I will do an update in a week or two and see how all of the plants are doing. And I'll see you then.